What's going on, party people? Welcome to episode 10 of Games to Discover. We're here to discover video games and games we've already discovered to let you know about the games we have discovered. We're going to do it, but I'm not going to do that alone. No, I'm going to do that here with Mel. Mel, how the heck are you?
Pretty good actually. Well, I'm a little cold right now, but hopefully I'm not getting sicker, but good enough to talk about this stuff, I guess.
That's good. Yeah, get you now before you get too sick.
Yeah,
Um,
because I feel like I'm inside like a ice freezer type of thing, but I'm not. So
oh my, yeah.
I have like the heater blasting, I got the like heating pad, like double stocks and everything going on.
Double socks. Wow, I never
Yeah.
even thought to double up on the socks. Is that a thing people do? Just double up on socks? That's
I
the
guess
thing you do,
it's
yeah?
the thing I do, especially when I'm not feeling too good. I sometimes
Oh,
break the
yeah.
triple one, just
Trip,
one more layer.
triple. Do you wear your shoes around the house?
No, I have like these little slippers, but they're not
Yeah,
like
like little house slippers.
yeah, I have like okay, I have like two sets of slippers. I have like the actual ones, and then I have the goofy ones. The goofy ones are Snorlaxes actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Um, as they should be. But this week it's going to be a little bit different. We are going to talk about, of course, as always, one of our favorite things to talk about, our the best thing we ate all week. Then the other one is um, we're going to do the draft. We figured out the draft. We're going to do it. Mel and I are doing the Fantasy Critic, where we pick the best, the games we think are going to do the best. And then we're going to talk about our favorite games of the year, our biggest disappointments, best surprise of the year, things like that. Um, and yeah, so there's that. I will say, like, even just thinking about it, well, one of them is like our biggest surprise, and I was like, I think I might have already. So it's January 10th right now.
Yeah.
I can't talk about. Um,
Oh, okay. I think I know what you're talking about now.
but I might have already played my biggest surprise of the year. We'll see what happens. But anyway, okay, so best thing you ate all week. I know you were telling me the best thing you wanted to eat this week, but didn't.
Oh my
But
god, I was so pissed with that because yesterday, my family was like, "Hey, we want like Dickie's barbecue." So I was like, "Okay, that sounds cool." And I go to place the order because it's like on listed on the website. It's like you buy this two meat plate deal, you get one food. So like that's really good because it's like $40 like otherwise, if you get
yeah,
like two plates. So it'll only be like 20 something, it's like 20, 25, whatever. Fine. So I go to the website, I place like the order, and it's like you have to enter this coupon code to get the deal. And then like I kept doing it, and like the stupid deal was not working. I did this like 6 times in like different combinations, did not work.
it
And
didn't
like
work at all. Huh?
no, because like when you click on the deal thing, because there's like a banner on this website, so it's like I'm clicking on that. It doesn't even bring me to the item shown. I'm like, do they not have this thing? Is it like not a deal anymore? Is it not happening? So like I call like my local uh Dickie's barbecue, and like that guy, he was like, yeah, I'm just gonna tell you up straight. I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm like, it's listed on your website. He's like, nah, I don't know, man. You can come in here and like order it that way. And I was like, okay, I'll call you back later. Because I was not doing that nonsense. Because the whole idea was like, I wanted to order before like you get there. Because like for Dickie's barbecue, like you can put in a time frame, like where you're gonna like want to pick it up. Like a lot of pizza places do that too.
Right? Yeah.
And so I wanted just to go there, pick it up, and go back. Not order it there and like wait like 30 minutes or whatever, and then leave. So I was like, okay, I'm not doing that. So I just, I just wanted my potato salad and fried okra. That's all I wanted. With some barbecue chicken. So that's what I wanted to say. It was the best thing I ate all week. But it was not that. And I'm not going to Dickies for at least like 6 months now because I'm mad at them for that. Because, like, I have no problems if the deal was not a deal anymore. Just take it off the website, you know?
Right. Yeah, exactly. So that was not the
So,
best thing you ate all week. That's the best thing you were hoping to eat.
yeah, because their barbecue chicken is fine, but I kind of like their sides more. Like, they have a potato salad that's almost like the kind I make that I like. Because a lot of restaurants' potato salads like very on point, or like I absolutely hate this and it's not considered potato salad to me. So it's like one of those things. And then they have the fried okra, and I love okra. And I don't. I mean, I try not to fry as much stuff at home because it's just like a mess. It's really good, but it's
Yeah,
just like a
it
mess.
splattered everywhere. Yeah.
You gotta clean the fryer out. It's like I eat the thing like in 3 minutes, and it's like cooking and cleaning it. It's like forever. It's not a very good like time balance thing. So I was surprised though with the best thing I ate this week because it is an item that I typically do not like.
Hmm.
So we're still in the holiday season over here. Like we have more desserts than actual food at this point. Because like even before we started talking, I was looking for something to snack on, and I'm just looking at this stuff, and it's like
Snack it up.
chocolate,
Yeah.
cookies, cakes.
Okay. I
So
like
I
where
was
your
like,
head's at. Yeah.
I was like, I want actual food, but I do have like one slice of this lemon meringue pie. I mean not pie, cake left, and I'm typically not a big fan of like lemon uh, desserts. I don't really like that. Like I love lemonade. I like this, use the lemon and squeeze it all over my food, for like flavor. And like I like to do stuff like that. But like as like the main ingredient of the dish, I don't like it. But this cake, man, I have to show you a picture of it later because it was like too beautiful for me to cut into and eat. Like I didn't want to do it. It was just like the perfect white frosting. It had like these gold flakes of like sprinkles. It wasn't like the what you call it, like the long sprinkles. It was just like the little squares, I guess. That type of thing. And then it had like fresh raspberry, uh, blackberry, and strawberries on top of it. It was just so beautiful, man. And like the lemon was just like so pure and fresh, and like the cake itself like is like a yellow cake type of thing. I typically don't like the yellow cake ones, but that was also really good too. Like they had to like heat made that ingredient by ingredient, like each and every little way. And after I had like my first slice, I instantly wanted like another slice. So you know, and because like my dad ordered this cake, and like he had to drive like 45 minutes to get it. So because like when he told me that, I was like, "You insane to getting this cake?" And then like I had like a bite of it, and I was like, "No, you're not insane. It's worth like the 45-minute trip." So this lemon cake wearing thing, I guess.
And so that was the best thing.
That was the best thing. The actual food, if I got it yesterday, would have beat it, but
Yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't.
you were so excited about it, and then that makes it even more disappointing when it didn't come through.
Yeah, because I wasn't even thinking about it. I was gonna make like a sandwich or something. They're like, "Oh no, we're gonna get barbecue." I was like, "Barbecue? Okay, let's go." But we did get fried chicken instead, and I almost said that, but I mean, I still liked the chicken
How
I had
was it?
yesterday.
Were you the whole time eating it just thinking this could have been barbecue?
No, because when I was biting into it, I was like, "Man, this is really good." It was just like super tiny. That's all.
Oh,
I
okay.
guess I was just like angry hungry at that point, and I just kind of like demolished that like in a
You
minute or
worked
two.
yourself up an appetite, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, this is good, but you know, it's not my fried okra and potato salad that I really wanted. And I was gonna get turkey as well too. Been on a little turkey kick lately, so
Oh, really? A little turkey kick.
yeah. So and
We
like I had like the different barbecue sauce listed too. It was like the spicy one, because
Oh,
usually when I have to share like just like one dish, I have to get like the original, which is fine. But I like my stuff to have a little bit more of a kick. So when I get my own plate, it's like I get the spicy version.
Oh, okay, yeah, spicy. So you like spicy food?
Yeah, I love spicy food. Like if it can make me cry, that's amazing to me.
Yeah, I like if it can make me cry. Um, um, I I like it if it can make me cry, but as long as it still tastes good, you know. I
Yeah,
like it when
like it
it
has to have an
like
actual flavor still.
yeah. I don't like it when it just like burns your mouth and doesn't taste like anything. It just tastes like battery acid or something. Well, I don't know what battery acid is, but I imagine
I
it
hope
tastes
not.
like
Was that the best thing you ate this week?
yeah, that was the best thing I ate this week. It turns out battery acid not as bad as you think. Uh,
Well, that's a big change up in chicken stromboli. You know.
yeah, yeah. I did have the stromboli this week, but um, the best thing I ate might have come out from. I mean, there's a few things here. One, I mean, we all know I'm not a big turkey fan.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't mind like sometimes when I'm making like homemade tacos or something, I'll use the ground turkey instead of the ground beef. For
Oh,
like
yeah,
wraps and
that's good.
things.
Oh, for
Um,
wraps, yeah, I can see that. I was thinking like a taco bowl, I guess. I wouldn't do it for like a taco bowl.
oh, okay. I mean, I think I've done that there for that too. But only for like a few, I mean, now would be the perfect time, like a few weeks in the beginning of the year. Um, Although, like at the end of the last year, at the end of 2024, which is crazy that it was
I know.
already 2025, but at the end of last year, it was like I would not even think about. I was like, don't even try and like come up with some just, you know, wild thing that I'm going to want to do at the beginning of the year and then not stick with. That being said, I want to try and do some stand-up comedy, but that's another thing. But anyway, it was like the funny thing is, I was like, I don't want to just come up with a plan at the beginning of the year, so I came up with it like 2 weeks before the new year, so it didn't count.
Oh,
So
okay.
in
Yeah,
my
yeah.
head, it would be something different. And
That's a
then
smart way to go about it.
yeah, but then cake. I think we talked about this before where I can't do fruit in my cake.
It
Mm,
was on top, to be fair. But I guess
yeah.
the lemon filling counts.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't mind if it's like a lemon zest or something, something like that. Or like, like strawberry shortcake where it's like, you put the strawberries on top.
Yeah.
Um, I don't mind that. But I don't like the mm, cherry pie, apple pie, any sort of
Oh
thing like that.
no.
I can't. I don't mess with.
So you don't like the Japanese fruit sandwiches either, because they just put it like in the middle of like their bread. It's like normal bread, and then they just like stick like the fruit in some kind of like
Oh no.
honeycomb or something. It's like in the convenience store or something
Oh
there.
golly, yeah, no.
It is good though.
Right before we started, I was like, you know what? Because I got some bread to make like grilled cheeses, and I was like,
Mm.
I don't feel like making a grilled cheese right now. This is like right before we started the show, and I was like, I'm going to make myself a sandwich. So I got the two end pieces because I didn't want to use them
Oh
for the grilled
no.
cheese.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I
And I
feel
was like, I'm just gonna throw it together so I don't feel as bad eating it. And then I put just one piece of cheese, and then I got some salt and vinegar chips, and then I put the salt and vinegar chips on it, and then another piece of cheese, and then just closed it, and that's what I ate right before we started. Um, I,
actually, can you give me like 1 second, please?
yeah, of course. But yeah, so I'm just gonna keep talking because she had to go. Um, but that is what I will do. I got the bread, and then sometimes I'll just squeeze the bread and squeeze it. Um to flatten it out and eat it that way. And then other times I don't do that. But yes, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. Okay, and we're back. Mel had to go save someone from, I think you said, um, they were hanging from a building and you jumped and caught them. Something along
Yeah,
those lines.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That was totally that, and not my mom calling me to ask which Lion King dog toy to get my dogs. Totally not that.
that's true. It was one or the other. I can't remember who's to say. Uh, but besides my terrible life choices in that peanut or not peanut butter cheese and
The
um,
end people.
cheese, yeah, the end two end pieces, cheese and um, what's it called? Um, salt and vinegar chips crunched together. Uh, it was, it got the job done. I feel satiated. Um, and so, in terms of the best thing, I'll tell you what, we got these like boneless chicken thighs, and I just didn't like how like fatty there was a lot of too much fat on the pieces that I cooked. And I was
Mhm.
like, I don't like this. So I had to do a lot more cutting around the fatty pieces than I wanted. And then when I was done, I was like, you know what? I think I know what I'm going to do. So I was making chicken quesadillas. And so I put them in two separate bowls, the chicken. So I shredded all the chicken. So they were all, got rid of, removed all the fat and then just shredded all the pieces that I had left. Took longer than I wanted, but I got the job done. And then put got two small little bowls and put one bowl was like buffalo sauce and then the other bowl was barbecue sauce, and then made a couple of buffalo two uh it was like one buffalo and then one barbecue chicken quesadilla. So that might have been the best thing I ate because I didn't like the way they tasted when I was like just even after I cut the fat off. It was too like I don't know if gristly or just too chewy. Just I didn't like it. But I didn't want to like cook it too much longer and like have it be like dry. So instead, I
Yeah.
just shredded it, and it turned out pretty good. Um, that was probably the best thing. But now it has come. It is the year 2025. Mel and I like to discover games. We like to talk about games. We like to figure out what games we're constantly talking like, do you think this game is going to come out like when a new direct or an indie world or some sort of showcase is coming up? We're always
Oh,
like, do you think this
most
is
of
going to be there? Yeah.
not the Xbox ones anymore because they pretty much like say what's gonna be there. But like I think in this next one, that's in what a week or two, they do have like a mystery game, so we might do some kind of little friendly guess, I guess. You know?
Yeah. And so we were like, let's do this fantasy critic. I think I've been trying to get Mel to do it for a few years now.
Yeah, because I
Join
hate
other
the
leagues.
entire because I hate the entire idea of it. To be honest,
Yeah.
because it goes based off of just like these random people's score wins, and I don't like that. Because every time I think something's like really awesome, there's like this one guy or somebody like, oh, I'm gonna give this like 60 because I don't understand the game design. You know, I'm just not
Oh
good at
yeah.
it, or something like that. I
Yeah.
don't know,
So
but
we're really
you won't be
it's
down, I guess.
we're really doing it on there. So basically, the one thing that's going to be great for audio listeners, if you're watching this on YouTube, you're only getting the audio as well. I mean, I could bring up the thing to show you, but I'm not going to. I'm going to So basically, what happens is the way the league works is we are going to select five. Um, oh wait, no, wait. we're going to select 5 games each, right?
Yeah.
And hold on, let me see. We're each going to select 5 games, and then um, we're going to select 5 games at the beginning, and then we got 5 other um, games that we can pick, right? Um, mm, I don't know why I picked that. So it says that we have what 3 games that are, and 1 game is an expansion pack. I don't want that, but anyway, what we're doing is we're going to select 5 games, and if a game gets, this is all based on Open Critic, and if a game gets 70 or above, you get 1 point for every point it's over 70.
Okay.
So if it's like 71, you get 1 point. 72, you get 2 points. But if it's 90, then you start getting 2 points after 90. So if it's 91, you'd get like 24 points or whatever it is, right?
Ooh. Okay.
And and on and on. So we did the draft. We're going to select 5 games now. I'm going to post the link
Oh,
in
now?
the
Okay.
description. Yeah, we're doing it
I
now.
thought we were just saying the rules and then after. Okay.
We're
All right.
doing it. This is how we roll. Um, okay, so I'm gonna go first because we did the order.
Yeah, yours
Um,
looks different though.
yeah. Okay. Oh dear, I hit the button. Okay, so now I'm going to draft my game. I think we all know what game I'm drafting. We did set one rule, and that rule was only um, we are not going to select um, we are not going to pick GTA 6, but which is fine because I don't think GTA 6 is coming out. Um,
Yeah, but we just make sure like no one's gonna be tempted to pick it. And
right.
if it somehow does come out, even if it's like buggy as hell, I don't see like people reviewing it bad. To be
Yeah.
honest.
And I have to do the same thing I've done for the last 4 years, and that's any chance I get select Hollow Knight Silk Song.
I'm not putting it there, man. Like, I'm. A, I want to put it there, but like, uh,
But yeah, so that's what I did. I drafted Hollow Knight Silk Song. Um and now it is your turn. You can
so how
select.
do like where do I select it from? Because I'm trying to.
There should be a button that says draft game.
Okay, is
You
it
might have
on
to
the?
refresh the page
Okay,
because
I
now
thought we were
that,
doing this after.
well, you know what, we can do this after if you want.
I mean, let me pick one at least. Since you picked one. What the hell? Okay, the draft is in progress. Okay, I see my publisher's name, so it should be me.
Yeah, and so then you should be able to hit. It says you're the next.
Yeah, I see that. I see that says I'm next, but I don't see like a button that says like pick a game or whatever.
It should be at the top. It should say draft game up top.
Draft game. I see. Wait, am I not logged in? I should be logged in.
It could have logged you out because that's how it rolls around here.
Okay. My leagues. This one.
I
Yeah, that's what it is. It logged me out.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah. This is. You're right. We probably should have done this after the show.
I thought we were just saying the rules. Like, okay. There's like not a. Okay. Team
Okay.
name. I'm gonna do. Oh, what the hell is it actually called? What do we have anyway? Let's see. We got. Hey, they actually have a lot of stuff on here.
Oh yeah,
Okay, I'm gonna do.
there's a lot of games, and
I'm gonna do Trails in the Sky first chapter. I'm gonna do that.
okay, number one.
It's my number one.
Okay, Trails of the
Oh wait.
Sky.
Oh, I get to do two now, right? Because you said like
Yeah,
it's
because
a snake
yeah,
pick.
it's a snake pick, so you get to go again. And
Ooh,
then
okay. Okay, let's see.
see, it's not too bad now.
Yeah, it's not too bad since I got the button to work.
Trails of the Sky first chapter. So basically, you just want to hope that it comes out this year.
Yeah, because it does have not like a date, but it has like a season targeted.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, they said fall of this year, so we're hoping. And see, my thing is like I don't think a lot of people are gonna review that. So like I think the people who are just gonna like it because it's like like one of those JRPG stuff type of things. So that's what I'm hoping for. Ooh, I kind of want to. Oh, I don't know if that's gonna come out
Yeah,
though.
because there's so many different options to choose from. You got to find a game that is not only going to come out, but then it's also going to do really well.
Yeah, because I'm seeing some choices I want to pick, but it's like I don't know if it's gonna come out. And then I'm gonna be nice. I'm not gonna pick one you're gonna like for sure. So
You can pick whatever you want, even if you see a game I like.
I don't think that's gonna review well. I don't trust that. You know what? I'll take Metroid Prime 4.
Metroid Prime 4. Look at
I know
this.
it's like anti me, but I'm gonna take it.
I know, right? You think Metroid Prime 4 is going to score really well.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So far you've got Metroid Prime 4 and Trails in the Sky first chapter. And all I have is a measly Hollow Knight Silk Song that's coming out in 2027. I
Maybe.
yeah. I know. I was like, what could it be? Um what could be coming out? I was trying to think of like what kind of games I want to pick,
Yeah.
and I see some people talking about like Earthblade, but I don't think Earthblade is going to come out this year. I don't know about
Yeah,
you.
I don't think so either. Plus, I don't personally think it looks good.
Okay, well,
That's just me.
that yeah, that is you. Um, it could be worse. I could have been like, I'm gonna pick Haunted Chocolatier, because that's not gonna happen. Um,
I mean, you could have.
yeah, but this here okay, so we you picked your two, and then I picked
Yeah.
one, and maybe we will just do the rest after the show, just because.
We'll give
I
you like a little sneak peek, and then you have to
Yeah,
pull up the
and
list in a
then
second.
yeah, click on the list to see what other great choices we picked that are not GTA 6, because
Yeah.
one, we neither one of us thought we should take it, and two, neither one of us thought uh well, I don't know about you, but I don't think it's going to come out this year.
I don't think it does either. But like, I just wanted to make sure like no one for sure got like screwed out because either way, it's like if it doesn't come out, you get screwed. If it does come out, like even if it's bad, it's gonna review well. So
Yeah.
that seems like it's a freebie either way. So I just wanted to get the freebie out of there.
Yeah. Well, the way our thing works is like if um if if you um if the game's not coming out this year, then you can drop it. You get one drop each. So if you
Okay.
pick a game and it's not,
So
it
you already got
gets
your drop.
delayed or
Okay.
something,
Okay.
yeah,
You got your drop already.
I get a drop Hollow Knight Silk Song. Yeah, this is basically what I'm saying. Um, Also, I think I messed the league up because I have like we got five regular games, right? So it could be
Yeah.
anything, and then it's got three new games, one expansion, and one flex.
Yeah, mine already went to the flux. My Trails in the Sky first
Yeah,
one. Like I don't
because it's
necessarily
like
know what
it's
happens.
considered a remake, I guess, or a reimagining of the first
Okay.
game. So
Yeah, then
that's
that makes
how
sense. Okay.
you got it. But yeah, all right. So we'll do that later. We wanted to talk about games that we there's a lot of games that we played this year, last year I guess now at this point.
Yeah, last year.
But we want to talk about the games that disappointed us, and also the games that we enjoyed the most. I guess we'll start with the one that disappointed us the most first, because um, just to get it out of the way, it's you never want a game to disappoint you because I don't know about you, but there's no game that I'm like, man, I'm glad that was a bad game. I always am like, man, I hope this game's good. I mean, I've been like that ever since back in the day when I was so excited. I was like, man, nobody else pre-ordered. I pre-ordered Superman 64. And I was the only
Oh
one.
no.
And the guy tried to talk me out of it. I was like, can you believe this guy tried to talk me out of buying this $70 Superman 64 game? Uh,
Oh. No, I mean, I'm the same way, I guess. You know, I always want everything to be good, but the problem with everything being good is like then you can't play it. You can't
yeah.
play everything.
Well, that's the problem. There's just too many games, you know? That's one of the problems. Yeah. So the most disappointed game, or the most disappointing we were in a game this year, um, do you have like any runner ups? And then which one do you think
Oh, okay.
disappointed you the most?
Ooh,
If you don't have any runner ups and you only thought of the
I
one
have
game.
no, I have several. That was the thing. I thought we were doing a couple.
Okay,
I
yeah.
didn't know we were doing like one.
You can do however many you want. Whatever you think. If you can think of a bunch of games, then list
I
them.
mean, I have like I don't know, like three or four. You know, so let's see. I think I'm gonna save my last one for the most though, because
Mm.
that was kind of the thing. But I'm gonna kick it off with something you actually like, and that's Pepper Grinder. So
Oh, yeah, that's right. Quite disappointed you were. I remember.
yeah, because like the game itself is not too long, which is fine. I'm fine with like these shorter games. It's just like I felt like I was expecting more ideas for like the actual grinding section for to show up in the later worlds, because there's like four worlds, and like by like the first world and a half, you kind of seen like everything the game has to offer at that point. And I'm disappointed in that sense. Not so much like the game itself is like ungodly bad, you know. Aside from like the final boss, I hated that thing.
Oh, yeah.
Cause
It reminded me of that other game that we both liked until that final boss.
it was that mech game from the Gum and Clive. The
Yeah. Uh, experiment, mecha,
it's like Mestano Ventral Force or something. Cause like he had to like trademark
mech.
a name
Yeah.
that wasn't like
Mixed. Yeah, that's right. It was Mech Extermination Force. Yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
Cause it kind of reminded me in that sense. So like it wasn't like bad playing it, and I did like little vibrations from like the Joy Cons, you know, in handheld mode, and like the game itself looks really nice. It's just I thought there was just gonna be more interesting ideas to carry it on throughout the entire game, not just like barely half of it. Cause like the later half is just like you take the drill and you go into like some kind of like machine mech thing to like destroy stuff, or like you're just kind of doing like the same loops and like slingshot kind of things you did in the previous ones. A little
oh,
disappointed in that sense. And
yeah.
I was just expecting it to love it, not think this is kind of okay. So it kind of also just demonstrates just kind of the games I were playing last year. Like they were just so high quality to me. Like this makes the list, you know. And like in another year, this would be like my in between type of thing, not like part of my bottom. You know, that's like you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah, that's true. But what
Because I
about.
don't intentionally try to play bad stuff. Like I always try to go in thinking, oh, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be fun. I'm gonna like it. You know,
Right. Unless we're doing a segment called "What else are you gonna do with $2?" or what?
$5.
$5? Yeah, I
Yeah, you
forgot.
bring like the most possible thing ever.
Yeah. Um, which is where I just was like, hey, what if we just played this really bad game? I'll just send you this eShop
It was
card.
the nail salon decorating game,
Yeah.
and I remember I was like, how do you like get out of here? And you like turn off the game because there was like no menu thing to end like the design
To quit. Yeah.
yeah,
Quit
there's like no quit button.
designing it. Yeah.
And
I
you're
was
like, you
like,
just in the
you
game.
have to close the game. Yeah, there's yeah, we tried. Um, was there any other games on your list, or was that pretty much it?
Oh no, I have, like I said, I have a couple. Let's see. I have. That's my. What was the other one that actually I have? Oh, I have Grapple Dogs too, because I really like the first
Yeah,
one, but
this.
I didn't. Okay, you can join in, I guess.
Oh no, I was just gonna say this one is on my list as well. Grapple Dogs, Cos.
Um,
What is it called? Cosmic
Canines or something.
Canines. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was really hoping it would end up being great. Because I liked the first one a lot, you know,
Yeah.
and then I played this one and I was just like, I am not really enjoying it that much, sadly. Um,
Because I played the first one previously in the year as well. It was like my first time playing the first one, and I don't know about you, but I love the idea of a grappling hook. Like whenever a game has one,
yeah,
I just want to use that nonstop. So like like when you have these interviews for like Breath of the Wild talking about like the hook shots being taken out, like that kills me on the inside because I just want to like hook shot everything. And then like in Twilight Princess, we had like the double hook shots. That was like one of my favorite sections because I just love the idea of just grappling onto something, zoom in and jump in, just doing like Spider Man type of thing. I like that.
yeah, yeah. I w- was really hoping to like it more than I did, and I just even because you get another, you get the I forget her name, but you get to
Yeah,
play
it's
as
another character.
you get to play as another character. She's got a different ability other than the grappling hook, and you can kind of just switch back and forth between them, right?
Yeah.
And it's the 2D grappling. That I mean the game looked good, and I liked the idea of it, but just playing it, I just wasn't really enjoying it that much. Sadly, 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 sadly.
But
I
I
was
guess I was still on the high from the first game since I played both in the same year.
Yeah, yeah, because I remember you were like, "Oh, I'm gonna play this to be ready," like so you were hyping yourself up, and that.
Yeah, because I saw the announcement. They did the announcement the previous year. It was like near the end of the year, I think. And then it was
Yeah,
like, okay, I gotta make sure I get onto this because Grapple Dog was like always on my wish list. Just I never got to because there's just so many things to play. But I actually like that nice little surprise, of the original first game. But second one, like it just seems like maybe there was just too conflicting with the both couches. Because like the second one just didn't feel fun at all to me. I just wanted to be Pablo. I liked Pablo's setup more.
yeah, yeah, I did too, and like you said, the grappling hook. I mean, ever since like Bionic Commando, I love the idea of a grappling hook. But yeah, sadly,
Because the first one, like if you get like really good, you can like zoom around. You do like the time trial stuff, and I feel like with both of these characters, it just kind of kills that for me. Like I don't want to be constantly switching. I just want to be like one person if I'm doing like a time trial situation. And I only do that now if I really like a game. Like Pepper Grinder has those too. Like you can get the medals and such. It's just I didn't like it as much, so I didn't like try to get as
right? Yeah,
good as that kind of stuff. But I do like to achieve those when possible. So I felt like it was kind of like detrimental to like the game's design a bit if you want to do that kind of stuff.
yeah, sadly. Um, and then do you another one as well?
Yeah, I like the more.
Three more.
Yeah, like I know I just said like I try not to play stuff like that's bad, but you know. So for this next one, it's kind of like I got this because someone else did not give me the game I want yet. So
Okay.
because uh what I want to play is Imizuma 11 because I love Imizuma 11. That soccer game we just like control you guys. It was like the touchscreen stuff though.
Oh
I
yes.
mean, and they have like these crazy cinematic moves, and like you can like drag them a certain way. And we actually played the beta for the new one that's supposed to come out. You know, we did that a couple times, but since we did not get this game and like they keep delaying it and delaying it, I picked up Captain Tsubasa, which is like very similar.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Uh-huh.
I totally forgot I played this, but I'm looking back at some of my stats and like, like the Nintendo one they send you.
Yeah,
It
like the
said
games that
that
you
was my
played.
first. That it said that was my first game of the year, and I was like, no way, because I thought it was Ace Angler, because I love Ace Angler, but it was Captain Tsubasa, and I was like, oh yeah, I did play this, you know, and I wanted that Imazuma 11 itch scratched, and like all it did was just make me want Imazuma 11 more. Cause
Yeah.
like it plays like on the same kind of concept of like, hey, you have this team, you can like draft these guys, they come on your team, and like this one has like a bunch of little side stories you can learn the characters because like, it's like the anime stuff. So if you've seen like the anime, it's like it's just like that basically. And if you pull off certain moves in the game, you can see like a very like cool important scene from the anime play out in the game. So that's cool.
That
It's
is
just
cool,
like
yeah.
I just wish it was good because like the controls didn't like really feel that great. Like it froze up a couple of times on me, and like I said, like I rather watch the show than play that. And there's like a ton of episodes of that show, so I should be good for a while. Because I love soccer. That's my favorite sport. I used to play a little bit back in high school, so I like see like all these soccer like games. It kind of kills me when they're bad or like when someone says like like in Wii Sports or like Switch Sports, whatever, the soccer mini game. It's like, oh, it's like Rocket League. It's like, no, it's soccer. It's like soccer. But that's why I like stuff like Rocket League because it is basically just soccer with cars. But yeah, Captain Tsubasa, like if you want that Imazuma level 11 like itch scratch, it's not gonna do it. You know,
It's
if you
not
really
gonna
like the
do it.
show,
And
if you
the
really like the show, maybe, but like even then, and like there's this whole other side mode, which is actually kind of like the main focus, because I was under the impression like it was like a very story based heavy focus game, but actually it's like a very online focus game. Well, you can create a guy and like you have all these stats and you get like all these abilities and like I'm not I don't want to do that. I just want to play the story stuff. Like I like playing against you in the beta for Imazuma 11. Like I thought that was more fair,
yeah,
you know.
that was fun.
Captain Tsubasa one though, it's just like if you made this like even like 3% of your life, you're just gonna dominate like that online stuff. And I'm not doing that. I don't want to create a guy. I just want to play as a guy. You know, your team is like the formation. That's how you do it. Not like you just pull all your stuff into like this one guy and it becomes like unbeatable type of thing. So yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't like that. I just want Zoom 11. I don't think it's this year either, but let's see level
And
5.
a lot of loading. The game
Oh
loads a
my
lot.
god, it's loading. It's loading. It doesn't matter where you play it at either. It's just constant loading.
Yeah. No matter what mode you're switching to, just going from one mode to the other, waiting for a match, just yeah, it's just a lot of loading. Not a
I know it
fan.
didn't come out last year, but like I just played it last year because like I have like one more on my list that's like it didn't come out last year, but it still made the list type of thing.
It made your
And even
list.
then, even then, maybe I should have saved Captain Tsubasa first. Now that I'm talking about it more, because I totally forgot about it until I was just looking at my list of stuff I played last year. I was
Yeah.
like, oh man, that was actual trash to me. So
Yeah, that was a game that I've been trying to get you to get so that I would have, because I didn't know anyone that had it that would
yeah,
play online with me. And finally happened, and we still haven't played online. So that's how we both like it.
oh
Um,
yeah, we love it. That's our favorite.
we're just waiting for
I
Inazuma 11.
Yeah, we're gonna be waiting a while probably. I'd rather do like a movie night of just like watching the show because I think I would get more of it out of the show. And I was under the impression that like they were like in high school. It's like a middle school league, you know. So I think they go into high school like as the series goes on, but like yeah, that threw me off too. I was like, because like some of these characters, like when you're playing in the game, like there's this like this one guy. He must be like 7 feet tall, and he's like as wide as a house. He's like he's built really well. I was like, this guy is supposed to be like in middle school. Like how many Lunchables does this guy eat like a day? You know, that type of thing. I don't know. It took me out of it a little bit once I learned that.
Um, it's a bummer. It's a bummer.
Because I was looking forward to that. Because I was like, hey, I can play this in the meantime while I wait for Inazuma 11. And I was like, I'm never touching this thing ever again. Like, if they come out with a new one, I don't care. I'm not touching it.
Well, that's part of the problem is playing that. I really liked Inazuma 11. You know, so the fact that just like looking back on that game even less fondly than I did before.
It was like so bad to me. Like, I erased it out of my head that I played it basically. And so I'm looking at this list of my stuff.
That's what the list is for, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me too.
I
Here you
got
go.
my list up, and yeah, I just, uh, my goodness. One that I was hoping wouldn't make the list.
Oh no.
Well, now it's a game I'm sure some people like. I'm sure they like it. I mean, it's got nice charm to it. Um, People are fans, you know. People are glad they played it. This game. Um, it's called Another Crab's Treasure. The
Oh, okay. You know what? I can actually agree with you a little bit on that. Yeah,
um, so I got it on
that's okay
Steam. I
too.
played it on the Steam Deck. Um, because I know people are complaining about issues with the Switch version, like
Oh yeah, I think
terrible
they just
performance.
barely fixed that. Barely.
Yeah, but it was like going for like a jokey sort of Dark Souls type of game, and I liked the charm of it and everything, but the minute to minute like just playing it did not
Mhm.
enjoy. I didn't enjoy like the weight of the crab or feeling like that. The picking up the different weapons, just couldn't get into like the environments that I was running around in. Just all just kind of looked kind of like I'm just running along the bottom of the ocean. I understand that's what you're doing, but it wasn't enough variety. It didn't look that
Yeah,
great. I liked
and
everything around playing the game, but just the act of playing it, I did not enjoy very much.
I don't know about you, but I know I played like shortly after launch, and there was just like some places where it's like this looks like it's a platform type of thing. Like I'm supposed to be able to jump on it or
Oh
climb it
yeah,
or whatever. And it wasn't. It was just like it was like static or whatever, and or like you just clip through it because I clipped through stuff a bunch of times in that, and you know I was disappointed as well because I'm not like a huge fan of these like Dark Souls games because I'm just gonna be honest, I'm just not good at them. So like this is like targeted as like, oh, it's an easier one, you can get
right.
through
It'd be
it.
nice,
But
easy to dive in.
I just kind of felt like I was fighting this more than playing it. And the humor is goofy and silly. It's just sometimes with this goofy silly stuff, it just doesn't hit me. And like 7 times out of 10, it just wasn't hitting me. So I didn't really felt compelled to continue this, and I don't think I did beat it. I think I got a little bit more than halfway because I like the ideas of the different shelves. You can have like your fork pierce like an item, like a tennis ball or something, and you fight with that way. And there's like a stats, you know, thing you can like put points into. I like all that kind of stuff. It's just like I felt like I was just dying in cheap ways or just like clipping through stuff and like dying. So I didn't like that. And there was like this one boss where I was fighting and like he actually just turned invincible, but it was like a glitch. Because I saw a couple of people comment that on some of these Steam forums and such. And very disappointed because I thought the idea was cool. I know I was counting down the days to release, and I haven't gone back to it, and I don't think I will, to be honest.
Oh yeah. I don't plan on going back to it. I feel like this game is another gamer's treasure, but it is not mine. Uh, that's that's how I feel about it. How about you?
I wanted to like it more than I thought. Like again, like now I'm realizing I did miss some stuff from my list because I did play that. I erased it out of my head too because I follow the account like on Twitter, and I would always get like so like excited whatever to see like a new little thing drop, and they would do like all these polls, and you can vote on something to be added to the game, and that was like the dirty sock, you know. I like
Dirty
interacting
shop.
with that sock. I mean, I interacting with that stuff more than actually playing the game. So
Right, yeah.
if
Yeah.
they try it again, though, I may be likely to at least try it. But like, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna get it day one. I want to play nonstop or whatever. Like I was anticipating on doing it because I do like trying these genres that I don't typically play every so often to see if I get like a new appreciation or actually do like it. Like maybe this would become like, oh, this is my asterisk to the saying, oh, I don't like these types of games. Mine is this one. But it didn't hit it. So
It didn't do it.
yeah.
Hmm, that's a shame. What about, was there, you said you had 7 other games?
I have at least two more off the top of my head, but like if you keep picking some of these ones I also played, I can join in. Because I didn't put another Crab's Treasure on my list.
You did not put another Krebs treasure.
Because I'm gonna be honest, we both said we're gonna make the list before we started, and I don't think either one of us did. So we're just going off top of our heads. We're pulling up like our play history list, that type of thing, but we don't have like a defined, like definitive list.
Yeah. Um, I think another game that I had that this one will definitely, first of all, will not be on your list. Um, it will not be on your list. It was none other than and the reason why I know it's not on your list is you just don't play games. You just don't play games like this. Um,
Okay.
and
I got.
Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. This
Yeah, yeah.
here,
That's not
okay.
gonna be on mine.
This is, yeah, exactly.
I don't know why this is on yours, but okay.
The reason it's on my list is because I love the Arkham
No.
games.
Okay, that's
I
fine. I
Yeah.
thought you were gonna say you love the Suicide Squad because like
Uh,
whenever,
no, I
whenever I hear someone say that, I'm like,
don't.
is this like an industry plant? Like you
Yeah,
actually love?
you were about to be very disappointed. You're like, no, don't say it. Don't say.
I might have to leave because of that. Like
Yeah,
the Arkham games, I get that. Okay, I like those too.
yeah. I like the Arkham games, so I was excited about this, even though they were, um, even though I didn't think they would actually make it. Like I did, well, I didn't. It's not like I was anticipating this game to be like a 10 or anything like that, but
Okay.
didn't think it would be quite as bad as it ended up being. And by bad, I mean just didn't enjoy, like, you got to do a bunch of like side missions in order to like unlock the next story mission sometimes, because they tried to make it kind of like a quasi like live service game, so they got like all this extra stuff in there, and it was like you could tell it was a live service game, and they scaled a bunch of it back because people were not happy about it. And
Oh yeah,
so the
that
scaling
that
back
reveal
just,
did not
yeah.
go well.
Oh yeah.
They had like a whole state of play. It was like 35 minutes, and it's just like that nonstop.
Just shooting the orbs off of the stuff. Yeah, and I was not a fan. Um, that being said, um, I haven't done it yet, but I plan on going back and playing the new, the final character, because they brought the final update. They got Deadshot in there, or no, geez, Wade Wilson, or no, geez, Louise, I forget what his name is. Yeah, I think it is Wade Wilson. Um, but anyway,
I mean, that sounds right to me.
yeah,
And everybody with what is it, PS Plus, I think, can play this gym the game
that
because isn't it like part of the month?
yeah, it's part of the month. That's what it was. Deathstroke they brought in because it was like the final character that they're adding, and offline mode. They added offline mode because before you couldn't play it if you were offline, the game would just kick you out of it. So they added offline mode. Um, yeah, that was definitely a big one for me. The big disappointment, sadly. Well,
This? Okay.
I was not happy about it. I was not.
Oh, no one is happy about it. I'm just surprised this is on the list because sometimes when people make these lists, they put stuff that's like outrightly bad, but like they didn't play it. Like who's gonna like actually say they played like the Funko Pop game?
Oh yeah. Plus, I
No
had
one's gonna say
no
it.
excitement for that game.
Yeah,
So,
you just
yeah,
assume it's gonna be bad, that
yeah,
type of thing.
yeah.
I try not to do stuff like that, and so
That would be
far,
one of those
no.
pleasant surprises if it was good. I would be
Yeah, see, like
surprised by that.
that's a pleasant surprise type of
Yeah.
thing. It's like, man, I thought this garbage was gonna be trash, but it's actually not too bad.
And then you got two more, you said?
Yeah, at least off the top of my head. So, it didn't come out last year, but I played it last year, and it was Raincoat Master Detective.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
I mean, I've only
so
been bugging you to play this since three
yeah,
weeks before it came out. I was like, did you play it yet? How is it? I tried to live
cause
through Mel.
yeah, cause I'm a big Danganronpa fan. These guys basically made that, and they're not with the company anymore that makes the Danganronpa games. So they kind of like splinter off, and they make all these other types of games now. And like this is like one of like five that they're made or are making. And so far I played just about every single one of these other games they made, and I haven't really found like anything that kind of exactly matched like the level of the Danganronpa games. Like yeah, there's a visual style. There's like the same kind of like plot theme line that travels throughout these games. It's just like nothing really like hits like the pacing as good, or as like the idea is like not as like intertwined. It doesn't like flow right. Because like in the Master Detective game, like you play as like this main guy, and like he has like amnesia because of course he does, and he has to like find out all these little things about like the city he's currently in, and he joins up with these other detectives, and like there's like all these murders that happen, and you figure out the murders, but like there's like no trial because like in the Danganronpa games there's like a trial, and it's like more of like a death game. It's like a Squid Games kind of situation. It's like, hey, like if you do this wrong, we're gonna kill you, type of thing. For like this Master Detective stuff, it's same kind of like the same feeling, of that. It's just like not as done as well, and like some of the mysteries are just like not interesting, or they don't give you like even like a thought process of like oh, it could be this. It's like literally like, oh, it can only be this because this makes like the most sense, aside from like something super early on that was like it seemed like a very stupid oversight of how it happened, but like it comes back in the later half of the game. So like the first half, from like the first like three chapters or so, because there's like a prologue, chapter one, and then like chapter two. I only like chapter two out of those three, and then like the final other chapters. So kind of like they're all right, but then like once the game actually starts going in the direction I like, it's over, and it's like, oh, like why couldn't we have like this more kind of stuff earlier than like as late as possible? And like even when it does happen, they just kind of speed run it. It's like boom, 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 here it goes, and like it just felt like the first half was like insanely slow in finding out, like more of the discovery. And I actually liked a lot of the other master detectives that join like your little group. I actually like them. And like each chapter you kind of get one as like a partner type of thing, and they all have like a different ability. Like one girl, she can like stop like time. uh like one guy, he can change into like any kind of disguise. They all have different personalities. They're pretty fun and I like them. But it was so slow. And then you have to go into this other like little dimension stuff to unlock like more of the mystery stuff. Now that part, that pacing is like all over the place because they try to do like a Danganronpa like courtroom kind of scene, but it's not in court. And like they try to make at like more to act like more like a gameplay than the Danganronpa games, because like Danganronpa games, you're mostly reading, just clicking on stuff, and maybe in court you might have to play like hangman or like drive like a car for like a second or two. And this one, it's like, okay, we're gonna give you like a boss battle, and you think it's really cool, and like the words are coming at you, you have to slice them, you have to jump over, you have to duck them, and it is cool for like the first like two times you do it, but then like when you're going through this mystery labyrinth of the other like in the other dimension, it's like you have to do like 10 things to like find out like one thing that you most likely already know. So you're just trying to like wait for the game to catch up with you with your logic.
Oh,
And
so like you figure it out before the game
oh yeah,
wants you to figure it out, so they're like they don't give you that.
yeah, and you have to go through like all these different things, and it breaks like the pace of the game because they try to give you more gameplay, which is good, but like it's not balanced well because it's like you do like this gameplay segment, they say like 2 or 3 lines, and then they throw you in another one, and then like you have to wait for it to load in, and it doesn't matter like where you play it at, it just it takes a while to like load everything up, like playing through like the ending of a chapter should be fun. You should be like, man, I wanna like stay up, and finish this for, I don't want to like leave on a cliffhanger. But while I was playing this, it was like, why is this like labyrinth not even like partly done yet? Like, I feel like this should have ended like forever ago. I'm not having fun. It's just it's being drawn out. But like, at the very end, it kind of does do something maybe semi interesting with the story, and they do hint for like a sequel. But I'm just gonna be honest. I personally hated the main character.
Oh,
I
you
know
did?
I know the guy had amnesia, but like I hated him. He was supposed to be like this master detective, but he was just so insecure. He was just so whiny. He just didn't want to do anything. And then they pair you up with like I forgot her name, but she's like the little ghost a girl. Well,
Oh yeah.
she transforms into that little purple yokai ghost thing, and she's like this she has like the big long hair with like the twin tails and like the crown and stuff. She is a lot of fun, but I feel like she could probably be too much for some people because like she's over the top in every single way possible. Because like to get into like the mystery labyrinth thing, she has to like throw up a key, and you have to watch like this animation like every time. It's like this rainbow shooting out, and the keys like bursting out, and then like she puts like the main guy like on a leash. It's a lot. It's but you have to see it like every time, and that adds on time to these mystery labyrinth things too. And again, it's fun like the first time or two you see it, but then like after that, it's just like let's speed it up. Let's kind of go. And something happens to her at the end. I was actually kind of disappointed with that because I actually really liked her, but she's like one of those characters like you either 100% love or you just hate her, and like she's in most of these chapters she does a lot of talking. So if you don't like her, that's kind of like you're just kind of screwed because she's like your partner. She tries to help you. You make like a pact with her, that type of thing. And they did kind of tease like a sequel at the end, but like I don't know. Like if we're playing as like the same guy, he's acting the same. I
Yeah.
don't know. I
That
might not do day one. That might be like a used rental type of thing, maybe on Game Pass. I don't know.
yeah, that is a bummer because I did hear a number of people also kind of mirrored the same thing. Plus, it came out on Steam this year or last year, and I was like, oh, maybe I could get that played on the Steam Deck. And then I just would hear people say it's not that good. I think what got me was it kind of looks like the almost like a game that you would see from like level 5 in terms of the look.
Yeah, it. You know what? I can agree with that. And they do create like this nice little main town you have to go into. The problem with that is it's always raining. So
Oh
like
yeah.
especially like on the Switch, like it's tanking it. But I a couple of days ago, I did see like a little clip from like someone playing it on the Xbox, and dear God, it's even worse on that somehow. Like
Oh,
I
really?
don't, yeah, I don't understand. Like it was just loading so slow and choppy. I'm like, what did they do to this? Because like you can't just say disable the rain. The rain is like insanely important to the story, actually. So
It's
like
almost
it's
like
all built
uh
around it.
remember people complained about Dragon Quest 11 because it was a port of the Switch version when it came to Xbox and PlayStation
Oh yeah, because they wanted like
S
built to the ground up, you
version.
know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
people complained about that. I remember that. I can't think of any other games. But you said you have one more.
Yeah. Man, I don't even know if this is my biggest one now, because like Raincoat and like Captain Tsubasa seem like bigger disappointments to me than Penny's big breakaway now, because
Oh,
I
you know
thought
what?
that
Yeah,
that was really super cool.
that's right. The reason why I couldn't remember any other games on my list is because this is one of them. I forgot about that. You were like, yeah, you were like, I'm gonna bring this up, and I was like, yeah, I forgot about this one. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, so I can admit that I didn't get the flow of the game. Like I understand it, like in concept. It's just I couldn't mirror the actions with my playing abilities. So I get that. I'm not gonna count the game too much against that. However, I am gonna count the game of like completely glitching out of me multiple times. I know I sent you a clip very early on. It's like the first boss, and you have to get to like the first boss by like traveling to it, and then like you get on the boat and then you fight him or her, whatever. And I remember I went through all the obstacle course, you know, and I didn't get hurt. But like the game acted like I did, and then they sent me back to the start of doing that again. So then I did it again, and then I fell through at the exact same spot. But this time it put me on the ship with the boss, with like one health meter down. So like the entire game was just glitching out of me like that. And I was just like, how is this the Sonic Mania, guys? Like,
Yeah,
what happened here?
I was a little disappointed about that because for the exact reason you said, where it would be like, um, well, and also I don't mind dinging it for the momentum based thing. Like, so it's one of those games where like there was a few times where I'd be playing and I would be like hitting all the beats that they wanted me to hit, and like it felt good to be like in the flow of it, and it kind of had that same sort of flow that you would feel from Sonic. But 90% of the time I was not in that flow and I was trying to find it, and they made it more difficult than I felt like they needed to find that flow. Um, I was a little disappointed by that as well. But yeah, I, it's one of those games where I wanted to like it more than I actually ended up liking it. Um, but yeah, that boss fight that you were telling me about, not the way that was not the Yammer Jammer. Um, the in terms of the rest of that the rest of the game, like I liked the way it looked and the way it uh, I played it on Steam. Yeah, I played on the Steam Deck, I believe, if I remember correctly. um and yeah, big break. um and it Penny's big breakaway, that's silly goose. um they sent me a code for it on Steam, so I played it on there, and then um, I played it on the Switch as well. And yeah, I did not like it as much as I did. Like I'm watching like a video of it right now, and it was like one of those things where I was like, oh, that looks good. And it does look good. And when you are hitting all of, like I said, those points where like you're hitting the movement in the right way and spinning the right way, you can like play through and do some like challenge modes and stuff like that. But then 90% of the time, I was not hitting the movements the way I wanted to and just ended up not liking it as much as I was hoping to like it. But yeah, Penny's Big Breakaway will be back right after this with some more games that we did like this year. We'll be right back. And we're back. And so I was like, you know what? We'll be back. We'll talk about games we actually like. But until before that, Mel had to go save someone else that was about to fall from a building. You caught them one more time. Um,
Yeah, that's just how you do it.
and you wanted to come back and just there was some more stuff about Penny's Big
Yeah,
Breakaway.
just quickly mention, like when you got hit or like messed up a certain way, there's like these penguins that came on and like just kind of grabbed you,
Yeah.
and like if too many of them did that, you just kind of die. But like you have to like spin a certain way to like get rid of them, which I was fine with. But then like it just happens so much if you're not good at the game that it's just it becomes insanely annoying, and like it just makes me not want to play. Because I remember talking to you about this, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go back to it. I'm gonna complete this. And then like every time I loaded it up, it was just like, man, I don't want to play this because like I I got what they're trying to go for. It's just it did not click with me in any sort of way. Because like I liked the different worlds. Like the themes of them. I like how everything looks, but I didn't care too much for the music, and I couldn't pull off this yo-yo stuff. And yo-yos are insanely cool. It's just
Yeah.
not happening. And like as soon as I completed the final boss, I just instantly erased this. And I was like, I don't even know that was worth it because it was one of those indie drop things. Like it was like an out now shadow drop type of thing. So I got caught up in the rush of that, I guess, a little bit before waiting to see some more impressions.
Oh yeah, it was
But
like the
you know,
Sonic
always
Mania
fun.
devs.
Yeah, because like I love Sonic Mania. I'm a big Sonic person, and that's one of the best ones at the later years.
Yeah, exactly. Uh, but then, by golly, after that, we did have games that we did enjoy. You know,
Yeah, we're not a
um,
bunch of haters.
we're not completely haters. Yeah. Um, in terms of, let me ask you this because I already asked you games that kind of let you down. Was there any games that really surprised you? That
Surprised me.
pleasant little surprises.
I'm a little surprised. Let's see. Let's pull up this list again and see what we
Because even
got.
if you don't have three that were a pleasant surprise, um, just ones that ended up being a pleasant surprise.
Oh well, I talked about it a little bit on the show, but the Romance and Saga 2
Oh
remake.
yeah,
I was surprised with that because I play a lot of these JRPG stuff, and after a while, some of them kind of just like blend in with each other. And like on first look, this does look like it'd be like one of those types of things, and it surprised me in a good way, and I liked it. Um, yeah, I still haven't got the full game, but I probably will get the full game soon. So I did like that. I like the surprise of you have 50.
oh
Because
yeah.
like it was 50 games and it actually came out. That's kind of more the surprise that it actually came out than it being good.
Yeah. Um, here's the thing. Um, I was super excited for Anton Blast, but then I played um Pizza Tower, and I was like, man, maybe I don't like the anxiety that the WarioWare games or Wario
Wario
Land
game, yeah.
games
Well,
gave me.
Wario can also do that too.
Well, yeah, WarioWare can also it also gets you. Um, but I was like, man, I don't know about this. And then I played Anton Blast, and I was like, oh, this is you know what? This is a blast. I'm having a lot of fun with.
Yeah,
That
I figured I like that one more. You know, I
yeah,
like them both.
I do end up liking them both, but that one I ended up liking more than I thought I would. Um, for sure. Um, and then there's like you know like you said, you were like, oh, UFO 50. You were surprised that it came out. I think one of my pleasant surprises from the year was um have you remember uh um there is a game called Wilmot Works It Out.
Oh
And
yeah,
the reason why that's on my list is because, well, I knew I was going to like it, but the reason it was on my list, it was such a pleasant surprise because so Flock came out this year, right? And so I didn't
yeah.
expect anything else um, from
That studio.
from the Hollow Ponds or Richard Hogg, and then and then Wilmot Works It Out came out, and it's like just nice little peaceful puzzle game where you're just literally building puzzles, and then placing them on your wall, having a conversation, talking to the woman that like comes by and delivers your mail, and she's just giving you the new packages for your, um, you know, puzzles that you're creating, and I just love that, and really enjoyed that game, and um, just just something about Wilmot, the way he like runs around, and um, he'll just be sitting there thinking. He's just such a good thinker. Shout out to Wilmot. But yeah, for me for
Yeah,
sure,
okay.
Wilmot works it out.
Yeah, I could see that because it's one of those things where it's like, hey, you think I'm gonna like this, but then it kind of just takes up more of your time in a good way than you thought, type of thing. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, for
because I had
sure.
that happen with Balacho, but I feel like that's too big of a thing to even put down here. So
Mm.
I did play this other little tiny game. Um, it was called Ducky's Delivery Service.
Oh
It's
yeah.
kind of like you play as this little duck, and he's like a mailman, and you have to deliver like the mail to the little houses, and it's just like on each map, it's like there's an optical way to do it, but like the order of which you have to deliver the mail, it changes each time you play, and it's kind of like the Flappy Bird, motion rhythm, I guess, of like having to fly and stuff. So I put more hours into that than I thought I would. I really liked that. So
Yeah.
that's a nice little
What was it? The
customized
Duckies.
delivery service.
Um.
It didn't come out last year, but I played it last year.
Yeah, that's right. I remember I thought about it and then ended up not getting it, but Ducky's Delivery
Yeah,
Service, that is out on Steam and Switch, I believe.
yeah. It's a simple little game, you know. It
Yeah.
goes on sale pretty often. And for like gaming news wise, I guess pleasant surprise was a new Famicom detective game, club.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah,
yeah.
Smiley
Not only did it
Dice.
get announced, but it released as well. That's
Yeah,
always nice.
that was good to me because last year was really good for me for those types of games because I got that,
Yeah.
like videos series new game. That's cool. It's actually good.
That was a Mel
I
last
had
year. Last year.
that. It wasn't Mel last year because I had that. I had the Miles Edgeworth Investigations collection, first time in America. Touch Detective 3, first time in America, and then another Code Read collection. Uh, Also first time in America with the second game for that as well. So that was just I was just like getting paid off last year for that kind of stuff. So that's an insanely pleasant surprise. Just all of those games being announced and released basically that year, you know?
Right, yeah. Yeah, that was a Mel last year. But yeah, the Ducky. I almost said Ducky Ducky. Because the reason why I almost said that is because I had a mallard, like a duck, in my backyard. I
Oh,
had a pet
really?
duck. Yeah, and his name was Ducky Ducky.
Ducky
Um,
ducky.
yeah. Um, but yeah, I was trying to like think of any other games that were like real big, like pleasant surprises for me. And I think one that I can think of off the top of my head, because I played the demo and I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to play this demo. And then I was like, well, I didn't really love the demo. I'm kind of worried that I'm not going to enjoy the full game. And then the full game came out. I played it, and I don't know why, but I like it much more than I did the
Hmm.
demo. Um, I like how you're like, what is he? What is this man talking about?
Yeah, well, yeah. What
Uh,
game is this? Could be?
uh,
Because I'm trying to think and I can't think of it.
in that game is Beastie Ball.
Oh, okay.
Because I played the demo and I was like, oh, I kind of wish I liked it more than I did. And then I ended up playing the full game and liking it as much as I had hoped I liked the demo, if that makes sense.
It does make sense because sometimes with these demos, it's just either a bad slice of demo, or you go back to it and it's like, okay, maybe I wasn't playing this in the right time or mindset
Yeah,
or whatever.
I think some of it had to do with on my computer I found a way to get it to perform better. So the full game ended up performing better on my system than um, the demo did. And but yeah, Beastie Ball. It's for anyone that doesn't know, Beastie Ball is the the new. It's like the latest game from uh, was it the Chicory, right? Chicory,
Yeah, Chicory.
A Colorful Tale, and Wander
Wander
Song.
Song.
Yes,
I love both of those.
right. Yeah, and so I'm excited for that. Um, yeah, those were probably the ones that I can think of that were real pleasant surprises. The rest of the stuff I like thoroughly enjoyed, I think, but but for in terms of the pleasantly surprised, that was it.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
what were we gonna do before we do the, our favorite games that we played? Do you want to do like our favorite games that we played that didn't come out last year?
Okay, yeah, we can do that. I don't
Um,
have as many as those because I did try to play mostly new games last year.
oh,
I did try,
okay. Um,
which is kind of funny because I was supposed to look in the backlog, but things happen. And I
right.
did I did work on the backlog because I had 35 games not done. At one point I got it down to 18. Now it's back to 25. So I did 10 games on
Okay,
it. So
that's not bad.
I'm gonna try to do another 10 this year.
Um, well, that'll be good. Um, but in terms of games that I played and enjoyed that did not come out last year, some of these games I'm like, oh, this definitely is one of them. And then I look and it came out in January. So
Just barely misses it.
yeah, so it came out in January of but the in terms of one that I really enjoyed that did not come out last year, and that would be well, now I can't even find it. Um, Moonstone Island,
Ooh, okay.
and that came out in 2023, and I didn't play it until last year, and it was a game I was like kept waiting for the Switch version, kept waiting for the Switch version, and finally I was just like, you know what? No, I'm not gonna wait anymore. I'm gonna go ahead and play it. I got it on. Once I realized it could play on the Mac, I got it on the Mac, played it on there, thoroughly enjoyed it. Bada bing, bada bang, bada and
Ooh, that's not too bad.
yeah, yeah, that was a great one. I really enjoyed that.
That's a pretty good choice too, because I don't typically like those types of games, but
Yeah,
out of the ones I saw, that one did look one of the interesting ones to me.
right. Yeah. How about you?
Okay,
Did you have
so
anything else?
okay, I have the real answer, like the actual answer, but I don't want to say that one because
Oh,
it's you know it did take up more of my time than it probably should, which was Ace Anglo
Oh, right.
Booster.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
That's the actual answer, but I'm gonna go with I've been getting back into triangle strategy. I've been slowly picking away at it
Oh,
because
yeah.
triangle strategy is one of those types of games where it's gonna consume my life if I just get into it all the way, and that's why it's on the backlog. Even though I love SRPGs, those are one of my favorite genres. It's just this game is so massive because there's like 5 routes, and they do a lot of talking, especially early on, and it gets a little drawn out a bit. But the combat system itself is just like this is probably the closest I'm gonna get to a new Final Fantasy Tactics. So
Yeah.
in my mind, that's also kind of another way to take this a little slow because I love that game. I love games like this. So
Oh, the triangle strategy. Yeah.
yeah, so I'm gonna go with that for my best game I played this year that did not come out this year.
What about games that did come out last year that you enjoyed the most?
I actually talked about most of them on here because I was looking at my list and I was like, I had Prince of Persia, The Lost Crowns, love that
Oh,
one.
yes. That was a good one. Yeah.
I have the Smiling Man, Email, the Amazon detective game.
Oh, right.
Uh, the Miles Edgeworth Investigations feels a little cheating because I did play those years ago. It was more like a replay, I guess. Best replay of the year, maybe. Let's see. I have I have like my most wanted, well, not most wanted, my most played, I guess, which was Unicorn Overlord. That was probably my
Oh,
favorite.
Unicorn Opal. I thought you were going to say Ace Angler again. The
It's like one and two. Oh shoot! Oh no, I did have a pleasant surprise on it. I forgot
Oh,
about
what
it.
was it?
Baku. The
Oh, yeah.
gangster game. I did try that, and I did really like that actually.
Yeah, Bakaru. I think there's a demo, right, on the eShop,
Yeah,
maybe?
it's like they have like 3 different levels to play, and like one of them's like a Star Fox ish type of level because you do have a couple of those levels in there.
Oh, yeah, I
It's
forgot
a
about those levels.
you know it's a little healthy platform and collective thon thing. It's not like overly excessive about it either. And I didn't play like the game it's like inspired by, but I always wanted
Uh,
to play those.
yeah,
And
they're like the Goemon games.
yeah, because I would try to rent that at Blockbuster every Friday as a kid. And the guy like behind the counter, he's like, "No, we don't have it this week." And I was like, I was like 8 at the time, and I was like,
And
"Do
you're
you
like, oh,
have this game at all?" I don't believe you. He's like, "The box is on the shelf. We have it." I was like, "I don't know. I never saw it here in person. Never saw anyone return it. I don't know."
yeah, I feel like you're just taking it off the shelf when you see me coming.
Because it was like that. Mischief Makers, Mega Man 64, and Harvest Moon 64. I couldn't get any 4 of those games at
Mm,
that Blockbuster, and I was like, "I'll never have them."
yeah. And then talking your parents to go to a separate, like a further away one, where then they got to return it to that further away one. The,
Oh yeah, they never done that. No.
no, maybe for your birthday you could get away with it, but
For my birthday, I hope I get an actual new game, but
yeah, that's true. But sometimes,
it just doesn't happen like that. But
um,
yeah. Quick side note, I guess. Uh, Pleasant surprise with that.
but yeah,
But
Unicorn Overlord.
yeah, that was my absolute most favorite of the year, easily.
Ooh. Yeah, and that one, how's the battle work? Is it like kind of like you have them go and fight and they kind of like fight? It almost reminds me, this is going to be a weird reference, but it kind of reminds me of Dragon Force on the Sega Genesis or Sega Saturn. Um where it'd
I
be
mean,
like
that is a choice.
you would have like the overhead map, and then you would take your team and their team, and then have the two go together, and then they would just go in, zoom into a bigger fight, and then they would fight each other, and fight it out until one wins.
I mean, I can in that kind of sense, yeah. But like, there's just so many layers to this battle system because like, there's just so many people you can recruit and like gain on your journey. And like each team, you have like 10 slots for like you have like 10 teams, and each team has like 5 slots. And how you position them, just kind of matters. And like, if you want to have like a certain build up, you can just change it to that way, and you can just lose yourself just customizing your team, and you can fight other people online. You're not really gonna see like, like if you're just like playing through the actual game itself, everybody's gonna have like a different combination of what works best or not. And certain characters have little different interactions. Like if they're part of like the same part of the story, if you put them in the same squad, like their little like a support system kind of thing goes up, and you get like a line or two of
Yeah.
dialogue, a little secret chat thing. I like stuff like that. Uh, you know, it's one of those things where if you just really like customizing, like optimizing your team, you can lose hours just doing that. And like the game has like an in-game arena, and you can challenge that. You can challenge people, like I said. The story is like kind of basic vanillaware stuff. It's more the gameplay aspect to this because there's like 3 or 4 different systems into like one overall system, and it just gets crazy what you can do with all this stuff. And I generally like most of the characters, and it ate like 8 hours of my time. So and when I did play it, I just kind of keep wanting to play it, and like it was just consuming me. It's just one of those games where it's like I start playing, and like if I didn't remind myself to eat, it's like, oh yeah, I gotta eat. But like I just want to do this one battle, and like some of those battles can be like 45 minutes long because some of those maps are long. But then there's like other battles where you just like breeze through, and like each team has like a point number value system to where like how many times they can do an action. So it's not like in some of these other uh, strategy games where it's like you only move once. Like one team can move like 3 or 4 times if you do like the right setup. And whoever's like your leader changes how you can move. Like if my leader is like somebody like on a Pegasus, we have like more space to move versus like a
Oh,
tank.
right. Yeah.
So there's a lot of little things like that to take into account for too. And what I like about this is like there's like a level system obviously, but like you can still like defeat guys way above your level. You just have to strategize right. You just have to tinkle in with your team and like figure out a way to do it. And I love doing stuff like that. And I didn't feel like I was breaking the game either, because it also happened like the inverse way as well. Like sometimes like I was so high level, but my team setup was like just bad for that matchup. So yeah, I would have to change up this team squad stuff, and that just led me to finding like a whole bunch of new combinations and how to do stuff. So I wasn't just spamming like the one way the entire game. A lot of people interacted in different ways. And then sometimes like for story reasons you do lose somebody for like a couple of rounds. So you have to take that into account as well. The other thing I didn't like about this was like near the end, um, there's like this cutscene where you get like this item. And I already had it like equipped to my guy, like the main guy,
Yeah.
Alan. And like the game treated it like as this cutscene was showing you like for the first time. I mean, it was showing you the first time, but like I read like the descriptions and stuff, so I was like, oh, this is going to be important for the final fight. Let me put it on now, which was not the good idea. They want you to watch like this cutscene and then put it on, because what ended up happening was
Oh.
it somehow removed it from my guy. And I go into the battle, and you absolutely need that if you're doing like the true ending, which of course I'm doing that. So like I was struggling hard. I was like, why does this guy do no damage? Like none of my guys
Because it
can
got
hit him.
unequipped.
It got unequipped, so I had to equip it back on, and then all my stuff worked again. So I was like, are you kidding me? And so that was a little silly, but I loved everything about that game. And when they showed it off in one of these little Nintendo Directs, it was kind of like a quick mention type of thing. It was like, oh yeah, this is kind of coming out, new vanilla world game, not a big deal. But when that happened, that was like my moment of the show. I was like, I know this is gonna be good. I'm gonna love it. It's gonna consume all my time, and it did. And I could probably
Vanillaware, they
say
know how to
what
get to you.
every month. Yeah, I loved every single thing I played of theirs. There's not one thing I haven't loved.
Um, yeah, it's I mean I played like 3 hours of the demo and really enjoyed
Which is
that.
like 6 hours long.
Yeah. Um, I enjoyed that. Want to get back to it, but who knows when I will. One day maybe they'll come to their senses and release it on Steam for crying out loud.
Yeah, I don't know. They really hate not putting anything on the PC.
I know, right? They were offered to have it be ported for them, and then they were like, "Nah, we're good." Um,
Yeah, that's like the only company I know that says no. Like I understand like they don't have the money because they all their games like they're good. They just don't sell like at all. Like that's like the thing with them. They're like another platinum in that sense. Well, they're a little better than platinum because like all of their games are good. Versus platinums, it's kind of like
they have like their
a little
A
cheapy
team and
cheapy.
B team,
Yeah, like 18 and like Z team.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Because like the Babylon's Fall team, like what was that?
They were cooking. They were cooking. Please.
They were cooking like burnt food for like 3 times overdone, that type of stuff. That's what they were cooking.
That's what you get. But at least the coupon worked. Um, that's how they get you. In terms of like what my favorite game of the year, I feel like it's pretty obvious. My honorable mention is one that a multiplayer game that I played last year called Galaxy Burger, and I love Galaxy Burger. Galaxy Burger is a game where you play as a chef. It's like all in first person. You are helping aliens, um, getting food for them. It's a bunch of aliens. A lot of the people that are coming are just like cats in android suits or like suits of armor, and they're controlling the bodies. And then they'll be like, "Yeah, I want a galaxy burger," which a galaxy burger is like a burger with lettuce, tomato, onion, cucumber, uh, well done, a bacon, well done burger, stuff like that. But you can play with up to 7 friends. And here's the thing: once they tell you what is on the burger, you either someone needs to be reading you the menu, or you need to keep going back and forth and looking at the menu to see what it is that you need.
Oh, okay.
Um, and so it's pretty fun. They end up like the nice further on you go, and the more planets you go to, the more like not only food can you make, you can finally get a deep fryer, start making fries and things like that. But then also you get like different burners can have different temperatures as opposed to just one burner. Then you ended up getting drinks. You can make drinks as well. Um, and yeah,
I mean,
it
you gotta have the drinks.
gotta have the drinks. But yeah, Galaxy Burger for sure. One of my favorite games of the year. It's 11.99 on Steam.
Oh,
Um,
okay, that's not too bad.
Shout out to Pitt. I tried to get Pitt to play it. Pitt does not like it, but Brooksy
Mm-hmm.
Brooksy also likes it. Silent Brook, and we've been playing that whenever
Oh,
we can.
I
Um,
never heard of this, and like that's just crazy to me how that's like so high up in your view. I legit never heard of this.
I
Like
know
I was pulling it up while you're talking about. I was like, what is? Did you just make up a game? Like I never.
Galaxy Burger. Well, I think some of it has to do with the fact that I like Cook Serve Delicious so much, and it's
I
kind of
mean,
like,
hey, I love that.
yeah, it kind of reminds me of that. But yeah, Galaxy Burger for sure. Um, but I mean, there's one clear winner, one game that I loved more than every other game that came out last year, and it's still in early access.
I
And
mean, it still counts, I guess.
Hades too, baby.
Mhm.
Um, I love Hades. Hades is one of my favorite games of all time. Um, and Hades 2 is now one of my favorite games of all time. And then also one of my son's favorite games because he's been playing it on the Steam Deck as well.
Yeah.
On Steam,
I mean, that's a
actually,
good way to play.
I got two copies of it when it launched because I wanted him
You
to
don't
be
want to
able
be
to
locked out.
I wanted him to be able to play it at the same time as me. So
Yeah.
I bought myself I got a copy and then I got a copy for him as well. And so yeah, we've both been
That's how you avoid that problem. Yeah.
playing it. Yeah, because the only time we're going to play from now on is whenever new updates come out. And when new updates come out, we're both going to want to play it.
Oh
Um
yeah, because that's when all the new stuff's happening.
yeah.
A lot of these robot games are like that now. They just drop like these major updates, and everybody goes back and it's like, oh yeah, I'm hooked all over again.
Yeah, exactly. But I loved Hades 1 and now Hades 2. I can't wait for like the final end of it and then for it to come out of early access. I'm looking forward to that. Of course, when that happens, it'll probably be launching on Switch 2 the same day. Um, Probably the Switch as well because I'll tell you what, this thing
I
runs.
mean, you should be able to run.
Yeah, should be able to make it no problem. Um,
Mm.
but yeah, that was But you know what the funny thing is? We ended up talking about our least games that disappoint us the more.
Yeah, because it's just a lot of the games that I did like. I actually just talked on the show already, and
Right?
like
Yeah,
some of them were just
exactly.
super brand new to me. Like Pilacho is like really brand new, but like that might be like entering like my top 20 favorites of all time. That type of thing, because you know, it's really hard not to play that. And I've been getting a lot better since like last week already. Like I did like one hand where I did like 15 million points. So I'm clearly understanding the mechanics more, and that's making it more addictive. But yeah, I'm looking like a lot of the lists I already talked about. Like I talked about Nine Souls already. I did Prince of Persia, The Smiling Man.
Yeah.
You know, like the only one I didn't really touch upon was Unicorn Overlord because I can do like the whole episode myself just on that game.
Right. Yeah, because you thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Um,
because again, there's just so much in that thing.
right. Yeah. There's just, I mean, I played a lot of games, and I'm sure there's a lot of games I don't talk about, but there's a lot of games I did talk about throughout the year, and a lot of them that I really enjoyed. But one I don't think I brought up on the show or pretty much to anyone else was a game that I really enjoyed the most. Maybe I should tell more people about it. Was yeah,
Yeah,
Galaxy Burger.
yeah. I mean, that was completely news to me too. I was like, "Where is he going with this?"
Another one that I thoroughly enjoyed that I know Mel you would not. It is not on your list. That's for sure. If nothing else,
Okay.
it's not on your list, and that's Kunitsugami Path of the Goddess.
Oh no. Yeah, that's definitely not mine. But I can understand why you like it because I did pop in a couple of your streams of played it.
Yeah, and it's kind of like almost like Devil May Cry ish meets um um wh- uh what was the name of that one that monster uh it's like tower defense game, but what was that monster Pixel Junk Monsters, right?
Yeah, Pixel Junk Monsters. Yeah.
Really enjoyed that. But yeah, Kunitsugami, Path of the Goddess. But yeah, it's been a wild year. Next year will be. Oh, you know what? I don't think we talked about um one last thing, which was our most anticipated game of the year.
Oh, okay.
Do you have a
Well,
game for your most
yeah,
anticipated?
yeah. I actually drafted it for the Fantasy League. Was this the
Oh,
Frog in the Sky remake? Because okay, I actually don't get a lot of recommendations. So whenever I get one, like I take it like super seriously. And I've been getting this one recommended to me a bunch of times. So like this series has like I don't know, like 12 mainline games. It's kind of insane. And this is like the remake of the very first one. So I like to start off at the very first in the series. For all these games, especially like these story ones, because this story arches like, from my understanding, it peeks into like the other ones as well. Like you're gonna like see like past people. You know, more information on like certain countries and like environments and stuff like that. Because like these games are like very text heavy. Like I think like each NPC has like three like unique lines of text, and like you go to like I don't know like 20 or 30 different places, you know. So
Yeah.
pretty massive games. Very interested in trying this, and I think one of the main characters in this one is called Estelle, and I think some people say I'm gonna really click with her. So looking forward to see how she acts.
Yeah. Um, so you would think you know mine because I was like, man, I'm so excited for Mina the Hollower, but Monster Hunter Wilds is my number one most anticipated game because I love Monster Hunter. For as much as you dislike it, I like it that
I
much
know.
more. It's wild. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I think um um so with like ADHD, one thing I learned is we don't really have like like dopamine is a lot lower than some other
Hmm.
people might have. And so I think that might be what part of the reason why I like roguelites so much. And like games like Monster Hunter where you're like hunting and oh, it's like, oh, I can set small little goals and be like, I want to get just this one, body part when I hunt this monster so that I can make the armor. And
Yeah.
then I get it and then it's like boom, I just get flooded with dopamine because I got it. And I feel like that's part of the reason why I like roguelikes so much and then Monster Hunter as well. And there's like so many different like monsters and weapons, and yeah, I'm excited even with no new weapons. That's the one thing. I mean, there's so many weapons and they're like all staples pretty much for the most part. All the weapons, everyone loves what, like they would, people would riot if they were to be like, we're not going to bring this weapon back for the next game.
What do you mean as for the weapon types?
Well, so the last game, I was using the insect glaive, which is like just a bow staff, and then you got an insect. And so basically, what you do is shoot the insect at different parts of the monster's body. And when it comes back with a different color fluid, and you get up to 3 or 4, depending on the insect that you have and equipped. And then that will give you different buffs. And so then you're constantly shooting the thing at the insect at the monster. And if you shoot it at the head like 3 times, that's like 3 white, you know, fluids that come back to you. And then when
Yeah.
it comes back, it'll like give you a boost, 20% boost to health for like 30 seconds or a minute or something. And so then while you're doing that, you have the bow staff, which can shoot yourself up into the air and then do spin attacks and land on the monster and attack the monster that way. And yeah, so the insect glaive, and then I like the bow because I don't like the ones that are like, I kind of like the hammer because it looks cool to be able to like knock the monster out with a real good hit to the head,
Yeah.
but I also don't like to be so close unless my armor is like way overpowered.
That makes sense.
So I
Because
like the
you know.
bow. Um, and then one I sort of got into recently is the hunting horn.
Ooh. Okay.
And the hunting horn is nice because so they have this thing called ear muffs, and when the monster is a bigger one, they like just roar really loud, and it hurts your ears, and everyone like it like stuns you for a second to cover your ears. But with the hunting horn, you can learn. So the different weapons have more of a meaning because they have different buffs that you can get from the different hunting horns. And one of them is earmuffs, and you do it, and then when they roar like that, it doesn't affect you at all. And so that is a nice addition. Plus, when you're doing the bow or the hunting horn, and I do that, it buffs like my whole team. everyone next to me. So it buffs everybody, and I like when the games do stuff like that. And this new one here, you're going to be able to take two weapons. So I kind of want to take the hunting horn so I can do the abilities, and then do the another weapon that I want to use, something probably like my bow and arrow or the insect glaive. We'll see what happens there. But yeah, um, Monster Hunter Wilds. Oh yeah. So
I'm not surprised.
2024 was a wild year, and we're already into 10 days into 2025 at this point.
Yeah.
And you know what? We made it through January 10th. We made it through episode
I know.
10 of
10 on 10.
Games to
You know
Discover.
something?
Yeah,
We
and
didn't plan that.
yeah, we did not plan that, and we'll be back next week with episode 11. Um,
Yeah. With new games and maybe some old ones as well.
yeah,
You know,
I'm very excited. There's a couple of games I got keys for that I can talk about next week that I can talk about now, but I can talk about that I can talk about them next week, which is Good Boy Galaxy and Drova. Drova, just to give you a hint, it kind of reminds me of Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers for the Game Boy Advance. So if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about.
okay. Yeah, I'm definitely not gonna know what you're talking about.
uh,
Anything with the word Lord of the Rings, I just tune out instantly. So,
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. If you were to play Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers on the GBA, or maybe it was Return of the King, one of them. It was like a top-down, almost like a Diablo-like game, and it was really good on the GBA. I couldn't believe it. But yeah, that I'll be
okay.
playing those two and talk or that those two and talk about them next week. Good Boy
Mhm.
Galaxy is kind of like a uh, Metroidvania sort of game, but definitely uses a lot of the aesthetics from the Game Boy. It's like you're playing a GBA game, so I really like that.
We definitely like that style here.
Yeah,
I know you do, but I really love it
I
myself.
love the Game Boy Advance. Yeah, so there's that, and then yeah, we'll be back next week. So
Yeah.
thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you next time. Take care.
See
Toodaloo.
ya.